Told I would never say it would have ended like this. Oh, we went down a limb, now we're standing in the middle of a mess. Go on and tell your friends, but me and my friends weren't good enough, weren't good enough. Go on and tell your friends, but me and my friends weren't good enough, weren't good enough, weren't good enough. Oh, 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 I never wanted this turn. Oh, 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 I never wanted this turn. Oh, 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 just every night. Here we go, on and on, we'll never end. Control is what you want. Gotta go, slowing down just won't make the cut. Doesn't work like that for us, so we go and we go and we go. Go and tell everyone our dreams are too big and we are in over our heads. Oh, go and tell all of me and my friends, I'm gonna nail this shit all night, yeah. Been dreaming big since 99. Guess you're not coming for a ride. Been dreaming big since 99. Are you coming with me? Oh, 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 I never wanted this turn. Oh, 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 I never said it would be perfect. Oh, 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 just every night. Here we go, on and on, we'll never end.
Welcome to episode 346 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the tech and gaming podcast from thegeeksforthewin.com, where we cover all things geeky. I'm your host, William McDonald, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Scatter.
Alrighty, Stuart. Man, there's oh boy, there's so much, the floodgates.
Nothing happened. Nothing's going on. Short show.
No, everything's happening. Everything's happening. It's crazy.
E3 has started. What the fuck? E3 started.
Dogs,
this
cats,
is a
living together, mass hysteria.
This is Thursday. This is Thursday, June 6th, and E3 has started.
Technically yesterday, right? The Pokemon Direct?
It didn't say E3 on it.
I mean, when you're this close to E3,
It didn't say E3. This did. What happened today did. It said E3, so...
yeah, there's a lot of just wow. There's some stuff.
So let's get what we've been doing out of the way quickly.
Anything interesting?
See, yes. Let's not show that yet. I finally started Final Fantasy Friday, which continued on past Friday.
On Monday. So Tuesday, right?
No, Tuesday.
Yeah,
yes,
Tuesday.
Saturday I wasn't quite feeling well, so I didn't. I was playing. I wanted to record to stream on Saturday, but I wasn't feeling well. So Tuesday. I've been playing Final Fantasy 6 or 3 technically, because 6 came out as 3 in the US. On the SNES, and I've been playing the SNES version on Twitch, and have been having a blast because one, people are in my chat, like multiple people are in my chat. They're talking to me. I'm having conversations with them. Like, you know those streamers that just like they keep talking and talking? Those are my Final Fantasy streams. Like, I actually talk the entire time. It is like because I have something to talk about. Like some games don't just like this thing is going on. But like Final Fantasy, like I'm talking. I'm also reading out all the text and doing voices for the characters, so that helps.
I did see that. Yeah, I saw some of that.
And some of those voices are fun to do. But yeah, I'm having an active chat. It's very odd for me. And honestly, if I keep this up, I will hit affiliate finally. I think yesterday's stream and this stream might knock that back down, because we don't typically get a lot of viewers on our podcast streams, but yeah, I might hit affiliate at some point just for playing Final Fantasy. An old Final Fantasy game, by the way.
That's pretty cool.
And I'm already planning on what the next one is gonna be, because on my Final Fantasy list that I gave out, wasn't last week, it was the week before that, I think. Second place was tied between Final Fantasy 9 and Final Fantasy 12. And Final Fantasy 9 was my first Final Fantasy game, and it was the Final Fantasy game I've actually played most recent, because I actually played it less than a year ago. So I think my next one is going to be 12, because I never played that one. And looking through like which version should I play, it's looking like I'm going to play the Xbox One version. Because while the PC has the better performance, there's something that the Xbox One and Switch version has that the PC players are begging for that I like. And that's like a job, like the ability to switch jobs when you're in the game. Because you can, just like older Final Fantasy games, there's jobs, there's white mage, black mage, red mage, blue mage, warrior, lancer, that kind of stuff. But on the Xbox One and Switch versions, you can actually change jobs in the middle of the game. While all the other versions, you're stuck with that job. So I like that idea better.
Okay, that's cool.
But I've not played that game yet. I've been playing Final Fantasy VI. And I'll tell you what, for Final Fantasy VI, the writing is bad. The writing is laughably bad. Like it does make me laugh many times. Like, I shit you not, this is a scene. Like, there's this general who is tied up, and you walk in and rescue her, and she says something along the lines of, "You can't protect me." And then the very next line the other dude says is, "I'll protect you." And somehow that convinces her. It's like, all right. And it's bad, but it's funny bad. So that helps. It's funny bad.
Old?
1994.
Yeah, and back then, like, stories weren't like the main focus of games.
No, well,
apparently, really tell you
it's the translation. It's the translation.
That doesn't help either. Yeah.
Well, according to Van Red, the GBA version is a different translation, and it's a little bit better. Because translating from Japanese, you do have to interpret. Like with Japanese, like, you get the meaning of the sentence, but not the wording.
Gotcha.
So you have to come up with your own words on to also convey that meaning. So it's that's how you can get bad Japanese translations, even though they are technically right. So, but I'm having a blast. And
that's all that matters.
I have played for 6 hours, or for 8 hours, but I have only have 7 hours of progress. Because at the end of my first stream, I died. And realized I've died many times on my streams, but this time when I died, I realized I hadn't saved for an hour and a half.
Oh, that's...
And lost an hour and a half of progress.
That's a real feels bad.
That was I think I'm gonna go to bed moment.
Yeah.
But it was okay because something happened that I wish didn't happen. Because there's this one character called Shadow. He joins you for a while, and he's super OP. Like, he's awesome. I wanted to keep him, but he's a mercenary, and he said I could leave at any time. And one guy in my chat said he will leave after 10 random battles. unless you get to a certain point. Like, okay. So I go through the thing. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going, so I'm just kind of wandering around for a bit. And I'm about to change screens, and I get into a random battle. Like I'm literally one step away from changing screens. Get into a random battle, win the battle, dude takes off. Change screens. I'm at that point where if he was still with me, he wouldn't have left. I was literally one step away from keeping the dude for a little while longer. And then I died. So I got to do that again, and I managed to actually do it right this time. Come to find out, he will leave later anyway. So I'm like, oh, I wanted to keep him. But anyway, I'm talking about how old is that game? 25 years old. So
yeah,
it's a 25-year-old game that I'm having a blast with. So that's great. And let's see. I also picked back up Apex Legends.
Yep, we played some of that.
We played some last night because of the new patch. We talked about the patch, right? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
The skins are awesome.
Specifics, but yeah, we talked about what they had announced.
The skins are awesome.
Yeah, the Wraith skin looks pretty good. The
301 skin is good.
301 skin's good. The Bloodhound skin that you can earn from the challenge.
That looks good. The G7 skin looks awesome.
Trick us. They're trying to trick us in the store.
Yeah, you caught this.
Because at first I'm looking and I'm like, oh, they got skins that are only 1,000 Apex coins, so only $10 versus 18. That's pretty cool. And then I looked at again a little later, and I'm like, okay, wait, no, they're not. The legendary stuff is still $18. They added some epic stuff, some lower tiered stuff for $10. That's not the way to do this. Respawn.
But it's different. But that epic stuff is like it's like on par with their legendary stuff. Like it's a complete change. Because like before their epic stuff was just an animated skin.
Yeah, but we don't.
But these are like they're an actual completely different outfit, just like the legendary skins are.
Yeah, regardless of what, $18 is just ridiculous.
Yes.
Like
$10 is a little better. A little bit better.
It's a bit better. Yeah.
Maybe lower that maybe like $3 more, and I think you're fine. Perfect.
Yeah, $10 is like the max I would consider buying for a skin, you know?
Yes.
It was really cool looking, and yeah, that. But it's like $18. You're getting towards like, that's the price of some, that's the price of some games, not like AAA games, but there's a lot of games that are like $15, that game of the year type contenders you hear at the end, stuff like that, like really good quality games for like $15 and whatnot. So like $18 for a skin, just we've been talking about that for the longest time. But yeah, that was a little tricky. That was a little tricky on them, like throwing in some lesser quality stuff in the store at a cheaper price to be like, see, we have skin. Like, no, that doesn't make it better.
Yeah.
So I caught you. I caught you, Respawn. Anyways. But yeah, the limited time MMO, like, what was it, our first game we got into the top 5,
Or I thought it was our second
right?
game. No, it was our second game.
Was it our second? Okay.
Yeah, because we were both missing a lot. Our first game, like we were not doing good.
Okay. Yeah, it was our second game. Whatever.
Second or third, but yeah, we definitely we did hit the top 5.
And then we were doing pretty good in the top 5.
Yeah, we had an awesome
playlist.
fight.
Like, what, I had 5 kills?
Yeah, and I had 2. The other guy had 3. Like we had a lot of kills.
I thought you had 3. I thought you had 3, and he had. Can't remember. Did you only have 2?
I don't remember. We could also be thinking about a different game completely.
Yeah. But I do remember that game. We started off pretty well. I do.
There was
that.
For sure,
the
there
first
was one
encounter
game
was
where we had
successful.
a high team kill count. For sure, that happened. Whether that was an elite game or not, don't know, don't remember. But yes,
Yeah. We had a couple. We had a few solid games, like
yes,
one second place finish.
yes. I'm coming up with some questionable misses on some people, which is odd.
Yeah.
Like my
There was
reticle is clearly
miscommunication.
on a guy. My reticle is clearly on a guy. I am like almost standing like point like the gun of my barrel is almost up his fucking nose, and I'm missing shots. It's like,
Yeah, like
what's going on?
that last team we faced, I had the massive shotgun or mastiff shotgun, and
Right, that last game we played, we got second.
I was up close, right behind them. Like, they didn't see me because I went up a cliff, and they were, and I went up this like boulder rock area, whatever, jumped down, got behind them. It was like 5, 6 feet away from them. So that mastiff is very forgiving,
Yes.
and I know I hit him four times, and they both should have went down, but one went down and one was very hurt, and then I got caught in the reload, and the wraith knocked me down, and I was trying to warn y'all about the wraith, and y'all were too busy worrying about the one who was downed.
Well, I told you, I heard the injection sound. So like they must have had the golden shield, and where it was getting up, because I heard clearly the sound.
That wraith wasn't far though. That wraith was hiding like right behind
I
a
didn't
rock.
see the wraith because our teammate stepped in front of me and blocked my entire screen, so I didn't see a whole lot.
Yeah, that wraith was really, really close by, and she was hurt. And I think I got up, and you got me up, right?
Yes, I got you up and then immediately went down and tried to like stand behind me. I'll protect you, and that didn't work out too well.
Because when I got up, my gun was not loaded. So, like, I went down because I was trying to reload, and I couldn't. I'm like, surely I had loaded one bullet while I was getting shot, right? Like, no, I get revived, and it's like, crap. I haven't, and it takes a while to reload that mastiff. Like,
Yeah.
it's
And
pretty ridiculous. But
I was reminded last night that they nerfed the Spitfire, and it's not it's not top tier anymore. So
sad.
it is really sad because that was a great gun.
I did,
and
get
I
the
had it multiple
screenshot of
times.
the triangle of certain death,
I did too. I had a screenshot of that too.
which was like, it was like one of the last circles, like very small, like circle, and we're just walking towards it, and it's like, oh, there's 3 world drops right there forming a triangle. What?
And we got two of them, which was odd.
One was like slightly outside of the circle. Yeah, we probably could have gotten that one, but yeah. But yeah, it's pretty fun. You know, they got the double XP happening this weekend, right?
Yes,
So probably be playing more of that this weekend. Plus the
absolutely.
place top 5 get uh what's it called? Full rank up level.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be very useful.
It will
I'm
be.
gonna I'm gonna try to get a top 5 as many days as I can while it's doing that because I'm
Well,
close.
then you'll definitely get the Bloodhound skin, because that's how you get the Bloodhound skin, is to get 5
Yeah.
top 5s. And then
It's
if
easy to get
you
top 5, like at least in the regular mode if you just like hide.
and then I
Get top 5.
see, if you win a game, you get the triple take, and if you
You
win
have
an
to
elite
win.
game, you get the
You have to win
G7.
2 games.
Maybe it is 2. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is 2. And if you win one elite game, you get the G7.
Oh, you have to win an elite.
I
Ooh.
Yeah, I do want that. Because I kind of like the G7 skin.
The G7 skin looks good, but like it doesn't look. You'd think, I don't know. You'd think it'd be a
It it
little
it
easier to
reminds me
obtain.
of Three Wolf Moon. Like it's got that vibe to it. So
Okay,
you know
but
what I'm talking about with Three Wolf Moon, right?
no, I don't. Should I?
Yes, you should, because it is an it's an early meme.
Look who you're talking to, Stuart.
True.
That's my superpower. Is I'm oblivious to memes.
It's those shirts.
I think I remember seeing those sold at like malls at the mall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're at malls, and yes, and like they were ironically popular.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I'm looking at backpacks, hats. Yes, it was memed to death back before memes.
Okay. It's cool.
And it looks like it's still being kind of memed. So,
Yeah, I think it was with the kiosk in the mall with all the like bootleg shirts and merchandise.
or like that gift shop that's very outdoorsy. It's all wood. Like, and
Like what
everything
is
in
it?
it is made out of wood.
I don't know about that, but the key
I
like
guess those are very northern gift shops.
yeah,
So
there's a kiosk. I don't know if it's at the mall because I haven't been to our mall in so long because it's like no reason to really. It's really pathetic, but there was a kiosk where it was like the most weirdest, like there's a lot of bootleg stuff, and it was like, oh, here's Looney Tune characters, but it's all like like gangster themed, like Looney Tune character shirts, and we like here's all like some of the weirdest variety of stuff, like
it's
just
not Looney Tunes, it's Toonie Loons.
like just some weird stuff and some stuff and also like what was it when Pokemon Go first came out, they had like they made their own shirts for like the different groups,
Yeah.
different teams. Was it Mystic was one of them, right?
Yes.
And I honestly
No
can't tell
idea.
you what the other two were.
Can't either. Red and
There's
blue.
red
Those
and
those
blue,
those those were the other two.
and then I think blue was Mystic, but and yellow
Thought
was
yellow
like
was Mystic.
nobody wanted to be yellow. I don't know, but yeah,
It's been so long since I played Pokemon Go, and I know it's changed a lot since I last played. So
no. Was it isn't yellow Instinct, right?
Instinct, right?
Okay, here we go. Yeah, Instinct, Mystic is blue, I think, and Valor is red. Yeah, okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so anyways, Apex Legends.
Anywho, not to stretch this episode out any longer.
We'll probably talk more Apex next week because there will
Definitely.
be the video their video stream.
Yes, well,
On
there will
Saturday.
be talk of season 2 and the introduction of Watson.
That'll be interesting.
You have seen the tweet from them, right?
I saw something. I saw that they mentioned something, but I haven't actually seen.
Well, it was
what
like
they said.
it was something along the lines of the E3 announcement will be shocking, and then there's a GIF of like somebody just going bzz, 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 like between their hands, like electricity passing through somebody's hands that you can't see.
Gotcha.
So it's Watson. We know who it is.
It's still funny how technically, Stuart, we haven't gotten a single new weapon this season.
Nope. Because the Havoc came out before season 1.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, right? Like, they said weapons, right? I want to say they
did say weapons, but I'll give him a pass on the S. But yeah, we didn't get a single weapon. The L-Star, was that the rest of it? The L-Star was rumored, was that highly rumored? So,
yeah.
Which is another energy weapon. I'd rather have the Volt, which is another energy weapon, but it's an SMG. Anywho, what else have you been doing?
Oh, is that it for you?
That's it for me.
Well, you had some not so good luck, right? You're having some issues.
Yeah, I tried to stream Apex yesterday, and I really hope it's the USB cable on my Elgato, but yeah, something's not quite right with my Elgato, and I'm getting a very glitchy screen, but only on the capture screen. What I look at is fine.
So pass-through is good on the Elgato.
Pass-through is good, so it's not an HDMI issue. And I have tried all of the ports on my computer. I have tried USB hub. It's
either the cable or the USB port.
Could be. But I find it odd that it picks the I got a new PC to die. It's like I haven't. This is the first time I've actually used the Elgato with my new setup.
Yeah.
So I find it odd that as soon as I change hardware, it doesn't work anymore, or it decides to die.
That is pretty weird. Yeah.
So, and like I was telling Will before the show, there is a USB-C port on the back of my computer, but I've got nothing to plug into that. So I ordered a mini USB to USB-C. Even though I don't have the Elgato HD60S, so like I'm not going to get the higher bitrate that I would from using USB-C, but it's still,
Or the
I'm
latency,
actually using that port. Right, I'm using that port.
God, that just USB Mini to USB-C just sounds so wrong.
Well, it's for cameras.
I guess, but it just
Like,
sounds so weird.
because DSLR cameras still use minis.
Do they now?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, at
Didn't
least
know that.
at least the ones that I've used.
Okay. I don't know. I've never really had a DSLR.
And if I do have to end up replacing the Elgato, I would want to upgrade it to either an S, to the Elgato HD60S, or go with a Pro, which is
Yeah,
just like it's just $20 more.
Yeah, I was about to say they came out with a new one recently. Is that the one?
The 4K one, that one's like $200 or $300. That one's really expensive.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
The Pro is just north of 150, and the S is just shy of 150.
The Pro is the actual.
Yeah,
Okay,
that one's internal. That one goes into the PCIe slots. So
Gotcha. Yeah,
so that one I wouldn't have to mess with camera delays and all that. It just goes.
Yeah, be nice.
So I don't know. I'm hoping I don't have to spend another over $100 on something on my PC, because I just spent $800. But
Yeah, that's a big hard pass on the 4K one.
yeah, it is, isn't it?
$374.95.
That's even more than I was thinking.
Yeah, listed price $399.99. That's like double what the. That's that's more than double what the the Pro is. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and the lights are stupid expensive too. Like, they're lights. They're like $200.
Yeah, but their lights are like they have weird technology behind them, right? That's supposed to be why it's so much. You can like control them and do all kind like. I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just saying that's why they're charging. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, hopefully you can get that resolved, and it's just a cable issue.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
So, the only other thing that really worth talking about, Destiny 2 just had a release. And was it the season of opulence? That's what the DLC is called, and it's interesting. It's kind of like a nod back to like year one Destiny, like the first raid, and how it was the former king of the Cabal, the enemy of the Cabal, big fat guys, big fat aliens with like the shields that
right, the guys who
are real
look like
irritating.
like the dudes from Fifth Element. Yeah.
And so it's like the former king, like the raid, the first raid was like the former king was like testing you for, going through different challenges and stuff, and then you have to fight him at the end, and it turns out no, he just has mini robots of himself, so it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of how Doctor Doom. It's like, oh, we defeated. Oh no, that's a Doom bot. Never mind. Because like when you go to get the chest at the end of the raid, you see like assembly lines of like the callus bots and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So he's kind of like training you and stuff, and like they're picking back up on that kind of storyline and stuff like that. And it's kind of it's kind of interesting. There's not a whole lot of new content, but there is some new stuff. There's the new raid which came out uh like 6 hours after this content update released,
Hmm.
and people already beat it, of course. So it wasn't a
Sure.
crazy thing where it took super long, but it was a good amount of time for them to complete it. It was a few hours at least. Um, and then they have this 6-player matchmake activity, which is kind of but in between a raid and like a strike. Like not quite. It's like you're going through different. Like it seems like it's sort of procedurally generated, where it's like you're going through different orders. It's like certain amount of encounters, but they're uh different orders and a different path to go through, and you go to like you run down to one room, and then you got to do whatever encounter, whatever mechanics and stuff there are for that particular level. And whether it's, like, just for instance, one is where you got to kill these knights that drop a sword, and then you pick up the sword, and there's shielded guys that you can only damage with the sword. And then once you damage their shield, then you can, um, everyone can damage them. That's not a new mechanic for Destiny. That was actually back. They actually had that back in like Destiny 1, so I think around year 1. But and then there's like other encounters where it's like you have to go all around the room. There are these like little areas of glowy green stuff, and
Glowy
you gotta
green
like
go for guts.
it kind of looks like I don't know. It looks like like in a cartoon where when you like see like smelly cheese or whatever, and it's like has this green wafting like visible odor. It's kind of like that. But you gotta like collect them. You can collect up to 3, and then you go to a certain area to like, you know you go to a certain area to like deposit them. And then once that gets full, there's more, but there's traps around the area. There's traps around the room now and stuff like that. So there are different interesting encounters, and the cool thing is like there's a meter. It's not timed, but there's a meter on the screen. So like if you fail one encounter, you don't fail the whole thing. You just go on to the next encounter, and it's just you didn't get progress that time, so you just go on to the next encounter, and if you complete that, your progress fills up the bar and all the way up to the end boss, which the end boss is interesting. They're going to rotate the bosses, but the end boss has it's this giant Vex Minotaur. I don't know if you remember those from Destiny 1. The
No, but
Minotaur, Vex
let's say
Minotaur.
yes.
Okay. Then there are like these little harpy type creatures that look kind of like diamonds.
Okay.
That you got to kill them, and then they drop this buff on the ground that you step in, and then you can shoot the giant minotaur in order to knock his shield down. And then he activate once his shield's down, it's damage phase, but he activates where uh like he's at the back of the room, or one end of the yeah, the back of the room, I'll say, and or front, however, however you want to say. But then he stops shooting you, and you can damage him, but he activates this wave of like killing force field that like goes from one end of the room to the other, but it's like a third of the room, like left, right, middle.
Hmm.
And as you keep going through damage phases, they get faster and faster. So it's you get to a point, if you get to a point, if you don't do enough damage, like it's going really fast, and you're finding yourself like trying to just run to the other side of the room so you don't get hit by them, because if it passes through you, you're dead. Like you're just instantly down. So it's kind of an interesting, I put a link to the Minotaur.
Yeah,
Like,
I kind of remember it now.
yeah. So it's a giant one of those, and it's kind of interesting. There's gonna be new bosses for this type of thing. And with all this, you get a there's they have a system called the chalice. Like it's like a chalice where it has spots for you to upgrade, and you can put runes and stuff in. And there's like three different color runes, and depending on like you put on the top spot of the chalice, like this top slot, depending on which rune you put in is like which piece of gear you get. And then if you put a rune on like the left side of it, it it determines like whether or not certain perks. And apparently there's like so many different combinations you can do with these. And once you get your chalice you know s- slotted out however you want, whether it's you just put one slot or two or however many, then you go to the six-player activity, which is called the menagerie. And once you beat the boss, open the chest with you have to have the chalice, like at least one of the slots activated in the chalice. And once you open it, it gives you your loot. And you earn these runes and stuff from doing various activities, crucible, gambit, strike, stuff like that. So it's kind of they're kind they started to do this. They started to dip their toes a little into this, like like a month or two ago, with an event they were having. And they also did that back in December, where like they had an event where it's like, oh, you get this special oven from this character, and you go get these ingredients, and you can make cookies or fudge or all kinds of interesting stuff to give to other characters, and they have the chance to give you certain rewards and stuff. So it's like they're slowly getting into crafting, and
Slowly.
they're actually adding crafting where for like you're actually getting gear and stuff now. So that's kind of cool, because before it was just like materials and cosmetics and just stuff that wasn't really anything worthwhile. It was just a fun little thing that you could clearly tell that they were like using as a beta test to see if people would like it, and people did like it. And now this is like the way to figure out, or this is the way to this is their first real try with like actual loot. So it's interesting.
I've of course, at any time, did you use your ultimate?
Yeah. Why?
Did you scream out, "I am so badass right now"?
No. Am I missing something here?
The Stadia announcement.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually watch the Stadia announcement.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
No,
Okay.
I just saw because I'm not sure exactly what time it was, but like yeah, I was
It was this
doing other
morning.
stuff, getting prepared for the actual Bungie announcement because they had an announcement
Just
reveal.
real quick, there was a dev who said that the first time that she ever used her ultimate, she stood up and screamed, "I am so badass right now!" I'm like,
Wow,
that's no, you didn't.
that is now going to be a meme.
That 100%, 100%.
Yeah, so like they're like I said, they have stuff where you have to upgrade your chalice so you can activate new runes and stuff like that. And there's all kinds of different combinations people haven't figured out yet because there just hasn't been enough time for people to be able to upgrade because the actual material you need to upgrade your chalice is kind of a little difficult to get right now. There's not a lot of ways to get it. So there's some grind there, but it's interesting. They're gonna rotate the bosses out. There's gonna be, you know, uh, there's gonna be what's it's match made. So and then they're gonna add a heroic mode where that's not gonna be match made. You're gonna have to go into that with a preset team of 6 because they're like, this is the heroic mode. This is the harder mode. So we don't want people to. That's the same reason why they don't have matchmaking for the raid, because which some people are like whine about it, but it's like Bungie doesn't want you to go in to certain modes with randoms and have a negative experience because you're with randoms who may not cooperate together and work together, and
Right.
when that's the whole point of these modes like the raid, and stuff, is you need to work together so you can do the puzzles. And it's like not everyone can just shoot the boss, or not everyone can do this. You got to divide and conquer. It's like, okay, I'm going to go do this section with this person, and then you can handle that and that, and stuff like that. So I never had an issue with them not doing matchmaking for raids. I always thought that was smart because if you really there's other ways to find people to do raids with. There's LFG websites. Xbox has LFG.
Yeah.
So there's ways to find other people to do raids and stuff with that, you know. And I'd rather Bungie not use the time and resources to do that. I'd rather them spend that time on other stuff like actual content and stuff. So or fix some of the matchmaking issues that they have, like with multiplayer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. There's it's gonna be interesting to see what the other bosses mechanics are. I thought the boss mechanic for this week was kind of interesting. It's because like was the first time we did it, we beat the boss pretty quick, and the second time, it was me and Pantsless Steve, and then randoms. So it's like the randoms just weren't doing enough damage. So we got to like I don't know, we got to like the fifth like wave of damage phase. So those like walls of death that were like just they were getting fast and crazy, and it was just like, oh my god, like they're punishing you for taking your time and not damaging them as quick as possible. Like so, it's fun, it's interesting. We'll definitely I definitely got more to talk about Bungie because, like I said, they had their reveal.
Well, why not do it now?
Okay, we can do that. Um,
Before Watch that real quick. I have it queued up right where that.
Okay. Yeah. That's funny. Let's see. Okay. Man, this Destiny 2 Shadowkeep is going to be the next, like, they're saying the next chapter, a new chapter, it's going to be the next, like, expansion for Destiny. It's coming out on my birthday, September 17th. So, interesting. Um like when I was watching, I was like watching it live, like the live stream of it. I was there, like, and then they have the trailer, and then it flashes September 17th, 2019, and I'm just like, wait, what? And then it went, and I'm like, did that really say September 17th? My birthday on a
Something's coming.
Tuesday? I didn't
Something's
realize
coming
my
out
birthday was on
like something is coming out like 2 days before mine. Oh, it's Pokemon. Pokemon Sword and
Oh,
Shield comes out like 2 days before mine. So
well, that's funny. Yeah. I think I tweeted like something like, "Oh, it's coming out on my birthday." It was already a big birthday to begin with. It'll be my 30th.
this will be my 32nd.
It's the last milestone before it gets sad.
I had to think. Like, am I 31? Yes.
So that'll be interesting. And September is just, there's too much coming out in September, Stuart. There's a lot of stuff coming out in September.
I can't think of. Well, let's go.
Okay.
I
There's
don't know.
the Destiny thing. Borderlands 3 comes out September 13th.
Okay.
The Monster Hunter World big expansion, which they're talking about, is like
Oh,
bigger than the base game.
right.
That comes out in September. There's a couple other things I think that are coming out in September that I've forgotten, but yeah, it's like, man, September is going to be packed. So, let's see. Going back to the moon in Destiny 2.
Why didn't why didn't we why didn't Guardians go to this keep last time they were at the moon?
Go to where?
The Shadow Keep.
This stuff wasn't there then.
So they've built
Apparently,
it
like,
since then.
well, in Destiny, like,
They built a castle since then.
yeah, because apparently, like, it's like we went to the moon, we killed Oryx in the second raid. The big hive boss. We killed Crota. Oryx was later on. Oryx is Crota's father. But yeah, we killed Crota, and we did. Oh, it's all that, and they even say, like, oh, you thought you were done. You thought you killed everything, but no. And apparently, somehow, like, all these, like, crazy bosses we killed are somehow being resurrected back to life, and somehow there's going to be something to where it's like, you know more difficult. We're not just going to be able to, like, kill them easily. It's going to be something difficult. And they talked about in the, like, their little like trailer thing. They were talking about, like, yeah, we're kind of wanting to focus on, like, more of a psychological, like psychological fear type thing, and whatever. And I'm like, this is kind of weird. Like, what? And they also mention, like, oh yeah, apparently they've built these towers and structures and stuff since you've been to the moon and all this, and whatever. And so it's gonna be interesting. apparently there's gonna be like just it's supposed to be twice as much, twice as big as the moon was in Destiny 1, like as far as the area is concerned.
Okay.
So take that as you
I
will.
mean,
Like,
it wasn't that big in Destiny 1.
see, I don't know if they're counting like okay, the patrol area, and then all the strikes in the moon, and then the raid is considered part of the like because there was a raid in the moon, but it was one of the shorter raids. To be fair, too. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting, definitely. And then they were talking about a type of transmog. It wasn't that clear, but they were talking about like arm, like oh you love this piece of armor, but you want this other armor for the gear sets and stuff like that, and now it's going to be possible or something. But then they were talking about like different mods and stuff, and kind of made it seem like maybe there'd be, because right now there are, you can add mods to armors, but it's like a very limited amount of mods. As like, oh, give you this mod recharges your grenade ability a little faster, or this mod recharges your super a little faster, or this mod, you know, gives you +1 resilience or +1 mobility, or I think one of the some of the most interesting mods are like um this mod when you like a when you kill a taken with a grenade, you have a chance to get heavy ammo loaded into your weapon. Like
Okay.
that's one of the most interesting mods, and that really, when I went through when I soloed the dungeon, that mod really helped me out quite a bit. Because heavy was hard to come by, and that really helped me get heavy. Was throwing grenades at trash enemies and stuff like that, and getting a mod every few times I threw a grenade, or getting heavy ammo every few times. So, and then there's some mods that are like, you know, they're complementary to perks that are already on weapons. Like there's a perk called Rampage where it's like you get a kill, you get Rampage, and it gives you a little more damage, and it can stack up to 3. And then there's a mod called Rampage Spec Mod where it makes the Rampage last a little longer, makes it last like a second or a second longer. So there's, more time between kills to keep the Rampage stack going, for example. And there's other mods like Surrounded where it's like you do more damage when you're surrounded by more enemies. There's a spec mod for that and stuff like that. So there's not like, the mods aren't too crazy. They're, you know, so but this make that they were really showing this off, that like making it seem like they were like, oh, and by the time you're done putting these mods, they're gonna feel like exotic abilities, exotic gear and stuff. So that really was intriguing, and I'm kind of curious on more of that kind of stuff. But yeah, they didn't really show off a whole lot on this stuff because it's oh, the raid area is gonna be, was the Black Garden, whatever. Okay, that doesn't really mean much, but it's kind of cool. But was it their pre-order section on their site though says new missions and quests, new destinations and dungeon, which thank God, because we haven't had a new dungeon since last September, which people have been like, oh, the dungeon, that's kind of cool. That's a new thing to Destiny. It's like a 3-man raid. It's kind of interesting. If maybe maybe we don't get raids like every content drop, but if maybe we can get at least a dungeon, that'd be kind of cool. And no, we haven't gotten that. We haven't gotten any new strikes this year. But anyways, new raid, and then they also talked about they also talked about what is it? What's the name? Destiny 2 New Light, which is their free to play type mode where it's okay. This is very weird. It's They were talking about this, and it kind of seems like they're not quite sure what the end result of this is going to be. Like
Okay.
they were kind of like vaguely talking about like you're gonna be able to go to. They were naming off content like the year one content, and we're at the end of year two, so it's like they were like, oh, you're gonna be able to play through the story, you're gonna be able to play the first raid, you're gonna be able to play the Osiris DLC, which nobody liked the Osiris DLC, so I don't know why they're. But you're gonna be able to play Warmind, and
So
then they
so it's a little bit more than the base game.
it's like year one Destiny content, but they also, they had like one of the top Destiny streamers, Dado, there, and he was like interviewing people, asking them questions, like questions that the community would ask them, and they would sidestep some stuff, and he was like, okay, are we going to be able to play through this, are we going to play through this, are we going to be able to do the Dreaming City, and which is like the Forsaken, which came out, and it's the expansion that came out last September.
Okay.
And they're like, they were kind of like, yeah, you'll be able to, but you'll be able to do some stuff, but then if you want to do more or something, or like they were really kind of wishy-washy on like, you know, how much is actually going to be in this, and I was talking to Steve, and he kind of said like, yeah, I kind of felt like they didn't really know what was going to be the final result of this.
Okay.
And I agree with that. It kind of feels like they're not quite sure, but yeah, Destiny 2 New Light is going to come out September 17th, my birthday.
Same
Free
day
to
as
play,
the Shadowkeep.
the same day as the Shadowkeep. Um Free to play on every supported platform. Cross saves. They're finally bringing cross saves. Now, does that mean you're going to have to double dip as far as pay for the content twice? They didn't say anything about that.
Probably.
One way or they didn't confirm it or shut it down. Like, they
If
didn't
I had to
say
guess, I
anything.
would say
So,
yes. I would say yes.
oh, but they
Now,
also talked about how, like, oh, we're gonna
is
bring.
Sony on board with it though?
They said yes yesterday. Like,
Okay.
yeah, they got a yes the day before they announced it.
Okay.
But they also announced it's coming to Steam, and that's kind of like, so they're kind of done with Blizzard or
Well, yeah,
Battle.net or whatever,
because that's Activision.
and they talked about all your content, you all your content and DLC and stuff will transfer over to Steam and whatnot. So it's like, well, that's transferring over. So like, will the other stuff transfer over if you're on like that? So it's kind of like, I could see it going either way. I'm hoping maybe that might be the case, because I don't, I'd love to be able to play this on PC as well as Xbox, but I really don't want to have to pay twice.
They're probably not saying anything because either one, they're still trying to work that out, or two, that's a yes and they don't want to admit it yet.
Yeah, or like, like I was saying, they're not quite sure. They're throwing some of this out there to get to get the audience's reaction and kind of feel the room.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what it feels like.
If it's high, it might happen, but if it's too high, then it won't happen, because then they'll say, oh, if it's so high, we can guarantee a bunch more money out of this. So no.
Yeah, apparently now though you can buy all the content that's out now for $40.
That's not bad.
So like
It's not bad at all.
Destiny, all of Destiny 1 DLC, Forsaken, the whole annual pass content leading up to the stuff that we're playing right now. So that's not bad. What is it? And they're breaking down content into seasons now.
Okay.
Which they started to do. They did it this past year with the annual pass, which was 3 seasons, but they're like we know some people don't want to have to pre-order, put down money for content that like the season of the opulence. When they announced the annual pass, they hadn't even named it. It was called Season of the Redacted. Like that was literally what it was called, like in their
Okay.
roadmap. That their infographic roadmap that they launched. So they're like, yeah, we know people don't like that, so you're going to be able to, so it's like we're going to charge you for each thing, piecemeal. Which is like, maybe good, maybe not. I don't know. Like that just depends, because they're charging for the Shadowkeep $35.
Okay.
So I'm not quite sure if like each season worth of content's gonna be $35. Because let me tell you, the some of the content, like, was it some of the first 2 seasons? I would say this season just started on Tuesday. So, but the season of the Drifter, which is all the Gambit stuff that I talked about, their PvP mode, and the previous one, which was like Season of the Forge or whatever, which was like they had different areas you'd go, and it was like 3 rounds, 2 rounds of killing enemies, picking up balls, throwing them, and then the ultimate result would be getting a random weapon. Those 2 seasons were definitely not worth $35 each. So it's definitely gonna be interesting. Hopefully, this $35 is like, oh, that's for the expansion, and then the season that's following it, and then the other seasons will be, you know, $10-15 a piece, something like that. Because like, if it each season worth, which is like, what, 3 months worth of content. Well, it's not 3 months worth of content. It's content stretched out 3 months. At least that's what the seasons so far have been here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely not worth $35. But what else? The free. What's they're doing something weird. Uh, the free to play, the new light thing. It's like they're going to like. It's like you start doing the first mission in Destiny, where your ghost revives you.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Your ghost revives you in that area with all the broken down cars and whatnot. Um, and then you're gonna do that first like mission that takes you like 15 minutes or whatever they said, and then you're gonna fly to the tower and then start content. And it's kind of like, that's kind of weird that you're doing the first mission of Destiny, the first Destiny, and then you're flying to the new tower, because at the start of Destiny 2, the old tower gets destroyed.
But bad stuff happened back there. Don't look. Don't look. We gotta move forward.
So that's a little interesting that they're throwing that out there, but they're also like, you can do story missions and campaign, or you can just skip that and do activities with your friends that you want to do. Like you can do the first raid, you can do this, you can do that, and they're like, they said that players are going to start out at the previous max. So like the max right now is 750. So like when this launches in September, players are going to start out at that 750. Just
Okay.
straight off. Like they've slowly been doing that. Like the previous season, like season of the Drifter, they added like bounties where you could get gear that was 10 levels below what the previous max was, to catch up. And now with this season, you just do like this little quest chain that doesn't really, it's not really that tough, but each person you talk to, they pretty much just give you like 690 gear, which the max previously was 700, but now they're just like, we're just gonna make you mad, we're just gonna make you level playing field with the previous people. So that's it's kind of interesting. I'm not quite sure, like it like I said, it's definitely doesn't seem like it doesn't feel like they're completely sure what all is gonna, what they still have some time too to iron out all the kinks and stuff. But they definitely were talking about how, like, they previously couldn't do this stuff before, because of certain contract obligations and whatnot. So, but so yeah, September 17th is going to be a pretty big day for Destiny.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And it's going to be on Google Stadia.
Speaking of, Google Stadia had a E3 announcement today. Their E3 thing today, which nobody thought was going to be an E3 thing, but it was a big old E3 on their press conference. And we got a bunch of information about Google Stadia, like pricing and release date, or release time period, release month. We get the month. Which they did not say in the press conference, by the way. They did not say, they just kept saying later this year. It was on their Twitter where I read that it's coming out in November. So, but yeah, just put all of Destiny 2, including Shadowkeep, will be with the subscription version of Stadia Pro.
Are you sure about that? Because
they said specifically everything from Destiny 2 has done so far, plus Shadowkeep.
They said plus Shadowkeep because
they said plus Shadowkeep.
Their little breakdown says Destiny 2 the collection, which that previously is like the Forsaken
they said
stuff
plus Shadowkeep. They said they said it plus Shadowkeep.
Okay,
it was there.
I'm just saying with that graphic that I shared with the group,
and I'm saying what they said.
Okay.
It will be with Google Stadia Pro, which is $9.99 a month. $9.99 a month, which that's on par with Game Pass. So, okay, cool. And they said a new game. Well, they didn't say this, but we're getting a new game, a free game with the subscription a month. And they kind of said like what games will be available at launch, which is it's a good number.
There were some
And
games that were announced there too, right?
A couple that I've never heard of before, but yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 though.
Baldur's Gate 3, that one was leaked-ish. Larian Studios earlier this week just posted a picture of just the 3. It wasn't even that logo. It was just the Roman numeral 3. And somehow fans just said, Larian Studios is doing Baldur's Gate 3. Like, they jumped to that conclusion right away. Okay. And apparently it's true. Which is cool. I've never been a Baldur's Gate. I've never played any of the Baldur's Gate games, but Larian Studios would be the game to be the studio to make it, and I will definitely play it. They said They said it's the biggest game they've ever done, which Divinity 2 was huge, or Divinity Original Sin 2 was huge. So I'm looking forward to playing it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to pull up the notes.
Yeah, we got the full list of games announced.
Yeah. Which it's quite a list. And
it is.
Destiny 2, which we mentioned. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, obviously. And Baldur's Gate 3. But there's also going to be Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, good game. Guilt, which it's very cutesy, but very scary looking. It's cutesy. It's so cutesy it's scary. The scary part is cutesy, which makes it even more terrifying. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
Anyway, Doom Eternal,
which we knew.
Darksiders
talked about that when they first.
Yes, at PAX when they were showing it off a lot. They were showing off with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Darksiders Genesis, which is that all 3 Darksiders games? Is that what that?
No.
Or is that a brand new Dark?
This is a brand new Darksider with the fourth of the Horsemen, and this is actually a Diablo style game. So this is taking a different take, So this is definitely this was another one, like a new announcement that was added to this.
Okay,
so
yeah, it wasn't shown at all. So, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, which it's a fighting game. Which that fighting games are kind of
mobile game.
That's not the mobile game.
It started out. Started out as a mobile game. Yeah. And I've played it on the Xbox, and you can tell it was a mobile game.
Apparently, it's a lot better now.
Yeah, they made some changes, I've heard.
A lot of people were, were like, when Stadia was announced, were like, okay, first-person shooters and fighting games, those are the make or break of this technology. If they can get those, then this will be good throughout. So, let's see what else. Samurai Showdown, The Crew 2, Football Manager 2020, Trials Rising, Rage 2, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which they had a new trailer during their press conference, which it focused heavily on Punisher. So Thumper, uh, Tomb Raider trilogy, Borderlands 3, Elder Scrolls Online, so we got an MMO in this, NBA 2K, Mortal Kombat 11, there's another fighting game. This one's a major fighting game. So, Just Dance 2020. I'm not sure how that works.
That's going to be another one where it's like, I would assume, I've never played the Just Dance games, but like it's time based, right? So latency
It's a dancing
would
game.
matter, right?
It's a dancing game.
Yeah. So that's.
Oh wait, didn't they? I want to say Ubisoft showed off like 2019, and it was something like you hold your phone and dance.
Oh, the phones have been the way you do it for the past couple of years. Yeah.
No, see, I have not been paying attention to the Just Dance games. But what about if you're but you can play Stadia on a phone. So how does that? I guess you're still holding the damn phone. But
you need two phones.
Well, yeah. You're holding your phone. Well, how can you look at the screen while you're shaking it about?
You need two phones. That's the case. You need to have your phone that you have now, and then you need to buy the new Google Pixel 3. My dog is dying over there, I think.
Sounds like it.
You can hear that.
100%. Yeah, that's crystal clear.
Okay, it's done
now. Farming Simulator 19. The Division 2.
The latest esport game, right?
Yeah, the latest esport game, Farming Simulator 19. Division 2, which they did, that was a weird thing they did with the Division 2 because they treated it like we've never seen the Division 2 before.
Really?
Yeah, like they described what the Division 2 was, and they went through the story. I'm like, why are you doing this? That is so weird. A party style looked like kind of game called Get Packed, which that looked interesting.
It's kind of like Overcooked.
Like it looked like Overcooked, yeah. It's in that kind of style. Metro Exodus, Grid, Final Fantasy 15. I was kind of shocked to see that one show up. There's something else I was gonna mention.
There will be more. They said.
Yes. Oh, yes. There's
have to announce now.
Those are just the launch games.
Yeah. I mean, that's
and more
games,
more even show up
games as of now.
Launch. Yeah.
It's all the ones they've signed contracts with to say, yeah,
right.
Sure.
Oh, Destiny 2, you can transfer your save over to
cross saves.
Yes, that was announced with this, but in the little subtitle it said PlayStation 4 pending approval. So I guess they did get approval yesterday.
Did, yeah.
So
I saw an article today that said yesterday Sony had given them, yeah. So
okay, so yeah, those are the games.
Probably backed in a corner and was like, well, we kind of have to, or people are gonna get mad at us. But yeah, that's a good lineup.
It's a decent lineup, yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to Steve about this, and he was kind of confused.
Okay.
He was wondering, he was confused why this was even a thing, because he was thinking this was like the NVIDIA Now, which it's like you're activating a server, or you're contacting a server that logs into your Steam account and plays the games you already own and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, this is a separate thing where it's like that. You're logging into a server, but you're using the Google Stadia platform, where
Yes.
you, I guess, have to buy the games and stuff like that yourself and all that. And he's like, well, why does that? Why would people do that? And he was just like, not sure why this. And I'm like, this isn't. I mean, this is this is targeted for everyone, but they're not expecting everyone to use this. They're
Right.
they're they're they're, they're it's like they're throwing a net and they're seeing who they can catch in it. Like,
Yeah, and
this is
it
go
sounds
ahead.
right. It sounds interesting. I'm totally interested in this.
One of the Bungie people at their reveal was talking about this, like, oh yeah, it's cool, it'll be cool that I can, like, access, I can, it's Zur weekend and I'm at my parents' house, and I don't have to drag my Xbox with me or whatever. I can just log on any Chrome browser and, you know, check it
Right.
out and stuff like that. And then, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you use desktop, laptop, tablet, a Chromecast HD, and the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3a
There are, yeah, for as of right now, the
with
Pixel
more coming.
3
More,
stuff is the only phones.
yes, as of now.
Well, was it they said iOS 11 and later will be supported, as well as Android M, which is Android 6.0, Marshmallow, whatever, and later. So,
Yeah.
was it, I think
Um.
we're on Q now. I'm in the beta for Q, so M
Any word
goes
on a
back
name yet?
in, no, there's no
Eh,
word yet.
Okay.
There's a Founders Edition bundle for Stadia
Right.
though.
Which, okay, like I said earlier, it comes out in November. Now the wording around all around the founders bundle makes it sound like this is the only way you can get at launch. You can't just subscribe at launch. You have to get the founders edition.
And there's some other weird, like, fine print stuff too. But
Well, okay, you mentioned that
you
earlier.
want
I
do
want
you
to
want to go over the
find out.
bundle?
Yes,
Want to go
okay.
over the bundle real quick?
Bundle is it's 130, which for what's included, I think it's a good price. I think it's a good price. You get a controller, which they're pricing at $99, so $70. I say 99, I meant 69. So it's
Yeah.
a $70 controller, which is it's on par with other controllers. You
It's a little
get
more
a
expensive. Average controller is what, 60?
yeah, it's slightly expensive, but this has Wi-Fi, so
Wi-Fi Direct, yeah.
as well as Bluetooth. So I mean, it does have everything there, and it has a mic on it as well.
Okay.
You get a Chromecast HD, which is $70, by the way.
The
So
4K
we're
Chromecast, right?
yes, that is the 4K Chromecast.
Chromecast Ultra, yeah.
You get 3 months of Stadia Pro, as well as 3 months for Buddy.
Which the Buddy Pass will be sent within 6 months of delivery of your Founders Edition.
That just gives them a window.
That's kind of weird.
That's speak. That's the hey, I just
Yeah.
bought this and I didn't get this the second it came in the mail. Where the fuck? They put that in there to give them a window. You'll get it.
Yeah.
You can almost guarantee
It's-
you'll get that code for your buddy
I
while
would
you
hope
have
so,
it as well.
'cause,
I
they
can
also
I can
say-
guarantee it. Like that, like I said, that is technical. That is there for technical reasons, for legal reasons.
Yeah, they also say Stadia Pro 3-month trial offer open to those who purchase a Founders Edition by June 6th, 2020,
Okay,
or while
that's just
supplies last.
so until
like-
they run out.
It's your service. It's a digital service. While
Right.
supplies last. That doesn't make. That's kind of weird. Like,
Well,
that's
they're
kind of
gonna make so many of them and not make any more. Like it's a founders edition, so they want to have a set date, like where you're no longer a founder anymore.
Oh,
'Cause
while
this,
the founders editions last. I thought you meant like while
yes,
the. Okay. Yeah.
no, it's yes, it's while the founders
Gotcha.
edition lasts.
Okay. And what is it? Kind of suck. Like, I said in our group chat, sketchy. I should have. That was the wrong term. I meant like I should have said like weird because there's a lot of weird like little stuff in here. Like
Like
Stadia
what?
not available in Hawaii.
They don't have data servers in Hawaii.
Not available in Guam.
Well,
That's a little weird.
they said it's available in the USA.
Yeah.
So it's not available in Hawaii. It's not available in the U.S. Virgin Islands or Guam, but it is available
Yeah.
in Alaska.
Yeah, which that's also I don't know. The phone thing that's a little interesting. How it's like their latest Google Pixel phones are the only ones for right now, which kind
Yeah,
it's like
and
okay.
it'll and on the phone it's an app, not just the browser. It's an app. So
That's better. Like you'd want it to be a dedicated app than
it is.
browser on the phone. Like yeah. So that's interesting. But yeah, they also like reiterated the bandwidth requirements.
Yeah. Excuse me. Minimum for this to work, it's 10 megabytes, and you'll get 720p 60 frames stereo. And to get up to 1080p, it's 20 megabytes. You get 1080p HDR video, 60 frames, 5.1 surround. And their best, you have to get 4K HDR, 60 frames, 5.1. It's 35 down.
Which that's not outrageous. That's very
No,
reasonable.
I mean, some places have that kind of speed, some places don't. So, like some there are definitely some places in the U.S. that don't have 10.
Yeah, but are you really playing online games and stuff like that though? If you have also like I said, this isn't this they're not
And
trying to
this is
compete against consoles. They're trying.
well,
This is like a supplementary
yeah,
thing.
I
It
get
feels like.
what you're saying, and they even kind of said, we're Google, we have the data centers. The games are already going through our data centers, so we know how fast that should be, and that's what they have.
Yeah.
So they're 35 megabits down is on par with what it's already going on.
Yeah, so that's good. The majority of gamers probably have at least that or better.
Yes.
I would say. Of course, and I'm not gonna
Of
get to the
of
whole.
online
What about
gamers.
me? I live in the country, and I don't. I have satellite internet, and yeah, if we know there's always going to be exceptions. You know,
Yes.
you can't please everyone. There's
Yes,
just no way.
then you're not playing online anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're gonna have to stick to physical games.
So and a lot of these big games there's a lot of big games on here that are online games. You know,
Yes.
like the Division, Destiny, all that stuff. So
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, Elder Scrolls Online. It's a freaking MMO.
Yeah.
Um,
s-
what else? What else? What else?
they also broke down the plan, like the base version and the
Yes,
Pro.
yes. If you don't want to pay $9.99 a month, you can still use Stadia. But you won't get a free game a month, and you won't get the discount for the other games in the Stadia store. And you won't be able to stream at 4K, and you won't have surround sound.
Yeah, it'll be 1080 in stereo, depending on your connection.
Yes. Which all of this is depending on your connection.
Yeah. So yeah, the big the big factor of it is they're I guess they're saying 1080 60 stereo, that's nothing for their data centers
Yeah.
to where they can just eat that cost.
I kind of wish that there was an option to do 1080 120 frames.
Yeah, but will like the thing with that is, okay,
Like lower, if you
hooking the
want,
Chromecast to a TV. That TV may not. A lot of TVs don't have. A lot of TVs can't do like 120, right?
right, more and more are,
Or your
but
phone
like
can't do 120.
that's what I'm saying. I have the option to have 1080 120 for PC monitors, and like I said, more and more TVs are coming out with higher refresh rates. Like I want to say a lot of 4K TVs have higher refresh rates.
Either that or it's like weird technology where it's like pseudo higher refresh rates.
Yeah, it's
Like
also
how
probably
like the
pseudo
like
4K too.
like how the PS. Yeah, I was about to say like how the PS4 Pro can just checkerboarding 4K. Like
Yeah.
it's not quite, but it's good enough if that's all you have.
And they did say that, and this is just like games with gold or PS4 Pro. If you have the Stadia Pro and you have a free game, and you get rid of your subscription, you no longer have access to that free game.
But if you resub, do you have access to it? Like
Yes,
with
yes,
those?
you'll get it back.
Okay.
Plus, if you buy any add-ons, through that game, while you won't have access to it, if you resub, it'll all come back, just like games with gold and PS4 Pro.
Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, this is interesting. It's like
It
like
really
I said,
it's compelling. It's compelling. Oh,
it's
and
really not.
they did say
Go ahead.
that family sharing is coming.
Okay,
Like
that'll be
they
interesting.
it's planned.
Now is that going to be like an extra charge in order to have a family
This
plan or what? Like,
was who said it? I think it was Kotaku. It was a Kotaku article that said this was an add-on. Like we were contacted by a rep stating that family sharing was coming in the future.
yeah,
And that
because I
was
know
it.
they have like Google Music family sharing. That's like an extra $5 or something that you can get up
Maybe.
to like 4 people or something like that. So yeah, you can get if you can get this, but like pay an extra $5 to get up to like 4 people, then like that's compelling.
Yeah.
Get 4 of us to split it.
Yeah.
Be down with that. Um, but yeah, this like I said, this doesn't feel like it's trying to. And I also told Steve like, and you got to also think this is Google. what is their ultimate goal? Collecting data.
Yeah.
That's the I mean, this is just another way for them to get all kinds of data. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm not quite sure how much money they're really making off of this stuff. Probably not much. This is probably just another way for them to get more data that they can use towards ads, Google ads, and all their search engine and all their other stuff, you know. Like, we've seen
Sure.
Google in the past take a loss on all kinds of, like, what was it? Google Fiber. You know, they didn't make any
Mm-hmm.
money off of Google Fiber. They just did that
Right.
so that they could pressure other companies into, you know, providing faster internet connections so that they're, you know, because in the end, they're just want that Google is a data company. Like,
Yeah.
that's first and foremost.
I mean, heck, I mean, I open up uh, the Google app. I see like articles of stuff that I just Googled last night. Like
Yeah.
I've totally been seeing articles for Stargate because I've
Yeah,
been
I've
watching.
been seeing stuff like that too because I was watching Stargate. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. Some people are like, oh my god, that is the worst thing ever. That just terrifies me. I don't care. I mean, I'm like, I'm interested in these articles. So like, they're getting me.
the scary thing is Facebook. Now, I don't know if did I tell this story about me and Facebook at PAX East?
No, no, I don't think so.
I was with I went to PAX East, like, was I can't remember. It was the most recent time, but it was the time before that. So I don't remember, but it was within the past few years. Um and I was hanging out with my friend Josiah, and we, it's like we weren't friends on Facebook. He lives in, like, Virginia or whatever, and I live in Oklahoma, of course, and we met each other at PAX South through, like, Blue and all of them and stuff like that. It was actually our love of destiny where we decided to, oh, you've put in hundreds of
To
hours, I've
to
put in
really
hundreds of hours.
form that bond.
Yeah. So we're hanging out, and then, like, it was like day 2 or whatever. I check Facebook, and it's like recommended friend Josiah, and I'm like, this is scary. Like, there's
Well, you know,
nobody. We're not friends with anybody in relation. So they're tracking our location, and they see we've been together. We've been hanging out, and our both of our locations are, you know.
well,
So
you know that
that,
that story that came out years ago, where there was a couple. They don't own a cat, but they just started talking about cats one day, and then the ads on Facebook just started being cat food.
oh yeah, I've heard the same about, like, diapers. People talking about babies or something, and then
Yeah.
seeing ads for diaper. Yeah. But, like, the fact that they're like, oh, we recommending, you be friends with this person on Facebook because we've been tracking where you've been going, your locations, and we see they're the same as this. Like, that was a little scary right there. I'm not gonna lie.
Now, what's annoying is, let's see, I think it was for Father's Day last year. I think it was last year. No, it was 2 years ago. I got my dad a fire pit for the backyard, and
Okay.
I just went on to Walmart, bought the fire pit. That was it. For almost a year, I was getting ads on Reddit for fire pits. I'm like, I've already bought the damn thing. Stop showing me ads. I don't need another fire pit.
Yeah, that stuff can get pretty
Like,
irritating.
that's annoying. I'm like, I don't want this.
That's why you use ad blocker. No.
Except I don't have one on my phone.
Yeah. I I say that, but I don't even use ad blocker. I just ignore the ads unless they're like outrageous. Some of those sites where it's like half the page is ads, and you're like, oh god, I should not be on
Yeah.
this site.
Well, the ones that are also annoying is when you do use ad blocker and they stop you from looking at the website. I'm like, God, fuck you. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
you should disable ad blocker for this site. Like, oh, God damn it. Like half the articles or half the websites on in our show notes are those types of websites.
Gotcha.
See anything else on Google Stadia? I'm really curious what Microsoft says on Sunday, because when Google Stadia was announced, what's his name?
Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer said that it only proves that the Xbox Vision was on the right path. I'm like, well, if this is how you're going, I'm very curious on what you say on Sunday.
And was it Phil Spencer? They've already said with their Project X Cloud that all games that work on an Xbox One will be able to work on their X Cloud. So Xbox One games, backwards compatible 360 or original Xbox games, all those will be able to work. The developers don't have to do anything. They just have to give permission. And what is it? Phil Spencer, I think he tweeted out, this was like a month or so ago, like how he's been playing Destiny 2 on his phone through like the xCloud because he's a big Destiny fan. Oh, back to the Destiny thing. No more exclusives. Hooray. Fuck that shit.
Oh.
A year-long exclusives are just ridiculous. Now, Stuart, listen to this. There was Destiny 1 content that wasn't released until a year after Destiny 2 came out.
Yeah,
that's bad.
That is bad.
That's really bad. Like, it's so dumb. Like, I can understand, like, oh, the original exclusive stuff used to be like a month. Now it's like a week. Call of Duty gets the stuff early a week before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, or PlayStation gets Call of Duty stuff a week before. But yeah, so no more exclusives. That's great. So no matter where you play Destiny 2, you're gonna be on par with every other platform. So that's good.
I was just looking, and Phil Spencer did not tweet anything about Stadia today, or tweet at all today. So,
he's probably going dark because people, people look into everything he does, and they want to find some like, oh, is that a picture of him wearing some kind of shirt? Does that mean they look into everything Phil Spencer does because they think everything has some kind of special meaning to it.
Right.
Because it's the internet. Alrighty, what else we got?
Oh, I didn't see you added another thing to the list because I want to do the E3 stuff last.
Yeah, just a little like PSA type thing that like was at the end of this month, the 26th, I think. I want to say it's the 26th, 25th. Minecraft, like they've already stopped selling Minecraft story mode, I think. But after the 25th, you're not going to be able to download it even if you already own it. So
does that mean that the Netflix version's going away too?
I don't know. It says story mode is currently available on Netflix, though that version appears to be in known danger of being delisted. Season 1 consists of 8. Okay, so I don't know. There's no words on if it will or if it won't.
Okay.
That's only season 1, right, on Netflix?
I think so.
It's not season 2?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I never got season 2. I don't know. I'm kind of upset about that. But Um, but yeah, I made sure to download. Like I downloaded all episodes and stuff like that from season one, all 8, and then I think I downloaded all the other Telltale games just to make sure
Yeah.
when this happened. So yeah, if you have Telltale games, I, you know, I'd make sure you have them downloaded, and they don't take up too much space.
Download them, save them to a flash drive, and then sell them.
But
William is now thinking like, it's a possibility. Could you do that?
it's like, yeah, you can't do that because it's the DRM's tied to your account. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, that's also this also brings the fear of like, what if Google Stadia goes away? Like
Oh yeah,
this
and
this this
Google's
also
definitely,
brings that fear up.
yeah, Google's definitely known for canceling things and stopping projects that people use and stuff. So, but
Yep.
if this becomes big enough, that won't.
Yeah. So, but yeah, just wanted a little PSA, let people know, make sure to, at least the Minecraft
But
story
it
mode.
it really depends on how Project Cloud works out. Like if Project Cloud works the same way Stadia does, Stadia will be in trouble
Oh yeah, definitely.
because Microsoft and Xbox are a known quantity. They already have a much bigger library,
Yeah.
and there's a good
And we'll
chance
talk a little.
that their customers probably already own some of those games too, so they don't have to buy
Yeah,
them again.
we'll talk a little more about this when we do the E3 stuff. Yeah, I've got some of my predictions and pie in the sky prediction that you told me to
Yeah.
come up with. That involves this, but real quick, it's interesting that Microsoft hasn't bought the rights to Minecraft Story Mode.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, like because they own Minecraft, so yeah.
You think since like they could just buy it for pennies on the dollar, like easily, and keep it going, and like give it to, I don't know, give it to, have someone else continue on if they want to with it, or
I mean, they've
whatever.
got their own studios to,
Yeah, like give it
do
to
the
Rare or something.
support and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, I heard that on, I think, was it the Giant Bomb?
Giant Bomb
No, it
was talking about
did they say that?
giving it off. Yeah, they did like giving some of the stuff to other studios.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So yeah, we guess we can go into the E3 stuff,
E3.
like predictions.
Uh, yeah. Just do a quick rundown of kind of the stuff we know. Um, EA, they're going to talk about, we talked about what they're going to talk about EA last week. So yeah, just listen to last week's episode. Microsoft, they're going to talk about their next Xbox. They are going to see. I thought I had an article up that just talked about kind of the stuff we know and stuff we don't. Gears 5. Yeah, that'll be there. Halo Infinite, we'll learn more about Halo Infinite. Which, my guess, Halo Infinite is going to be
Launch title.
service game.
Oh, okay. Like a how Destiny or
Yeah,
okay, that's interesting.
that's my theory. And the name Infinite gives credence to it.
Okay.
So, let's see another.
They've already
There
shown
is.
that they can support that type of structure with
Mhm.
their was it the Halo 5 and their whatever their microtransaction stuff was.
Yeah.
I forget what they
Uh,
call, but yeah.
it is highly, highly, highly rumored. Like, almost to the point of, like, people are really expecting it. Fable.
Fable 4, yeah.
Yeah, a new, or a reboot of Fable 1. Like, so much so that a developer has been attached to it. Playground Games. Like, it's, you know, Microsoft said they're going to have 14 first-party games
Yeah,
at the
that's
show.
gonna be crazy.
So, like, okay.
Like, people have been bitching. Oh, Microsoft doesn't have exclusives. They don't have blah blah. Well, they do now.
Yeah, they bought a bunch of.
They bought all the studios.
They
to
bought
make
everybody, so
yeah.
Battletoads we'll probably see some about Battletoads. We might see something at the Xbox conference about Final Fantasy VII.
Really? Okay.
I think. So maybe
Is that supposed to come out on Xbox?
it comes out. Yes,
Okay, I didn't know.
I think so. I think I heard a rumor that it'll
Okay.
show up. It'll show up at Microsoft, as well as the Square Enix press conference.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah, that's kind of the stuff off the top of my head that we know. I've heard a rumor about Destroy All Humans.
Okay, that's interesting. It's been a while since the last one of those.
So
You got any predictions?
for Microsoft, prediction for Microsoft. That I will be very excited about what I hear.
More substantial one I'll throw out. They're going to announce Cuphead is available for Game Pass.
Is it not?
I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Huh. Oh,
I
speaking
think-
of Game Pass, they will probably talk something about the PC Game Pass.
They already talked about that, though.
I think we'll get more. I think we'll get more.
You do? I figured they talked about it already to get it out of the way, so they don't have to.
I thought they ended that with and we'll talk more about it at E3. Now, it might not be at the press conference. It might be a show floor kind of a thing. But we'll definitely hear something, or something about Game Pass on PC somewhere. Might not be from Microsoft. The press conference might be through a news outlet, but we'll have more information.
Yeah, currently Cuphead is not on Game Pass.
Huh. I would,
But I
yeah,
think that-
sure.
I don't know. It's a semi bold prediction.
No, I call that a safe
happen, but-
prediction. I'd say that's a very likely to happen thing. So
I don't know. Cuphead is a pretty big game for them, and they haven't put it out yet, so I don't know. But I don't know. I just have a feeling they'll be like, it's available now. And I will play it because I haven't played Cuphead yet.
okay.
It looks fun.
Let's see who's after Microsoft That would be Square? Stop. No, Bethesda. Oh, Bethesda. I'll be very interested to see what we talked about EA last week.
Yeah, I think they're gonna for the Apex Legends. I think they're gonna talk about solo and or duos.
I hope so.
Out in season 2.
I sure hope
That's
so.
gonna be a thing.
Anthem. I am curious what they're going to say about Anthem.
I don't think they're talking about Anthem.
I heard they will. It's not on their list to talk about, but I think they will. I think they will mention something about it.
Because they just came out with some kind of like update or some big update called the Cataclysm or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And nobody's talking about Anthem / playing it, as far as I know. So.
Bethesda. Bethesda will be an interesting one. Because they will talk about Fallout 76. They will.
Most likely, yeah.
And I'm curious on what they say about what Bethesda will say about it. I read in an interview with Todd. This happened a week or so ago, I think, where he actually stated like what they did wrong with the launch of Fallout 76, saying that they should have had a longer beta period, and there should have been more time between beta and launch.
Yeah.
Like that they should have had that, So I'm interested in seeing what they say about it. They'll talk about Doom Eternal. They'll probably show a bunch of Doom Eternal.
Will we see anything on Starfield?
No. We would not see anything about Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6. They have said they're not going to be at the show. That was in the interview with Todd. He said not going to show up.
Oh, that's so sad.
They're too far off to even talk about at this point.
I just want to know what the hell Starfield is.
Yeah, it's going to be a space
No,
it's going to be a space version of those games. It's going to be a space version of those games. Of the Bethesda style game. And
isn't Obsidian doing that though with Outer Worlds?
Yes. No. Okay. You said Outer Worlds, not Outer Wilds. That's a different game.
Yeah, Outer Wilds just came out.
Just came out.
What's it called? Yeah,
Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass. Yeah, but
yeah.
Outer Worlds, that's like the Fallout game. Like
yes,
it very much looks
yes,
like
it's their Fallout meet Borderlands game. Yeah. Which will probably be shown at Microsoft. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Since they bought, yeah.
Yeah, but I think Outer Wilds is coming to Sony.
But Outer Worlds, yeah, it is exclusive. Or it is coming to all because that happened before the
yes,
the
that was already in the works. So.
Yeah.
Bethesda, I don't know what else Bethesda was going to talk about besides that. Fallout 76, Doom Eternal, Rage is already out.
Elder Scrolls Online just had an expansion, right? They'll probably talk.
Yeah, they might talk about Legends.
That's doing so well and whatever.
Yeah, although they might talk about maybe their next plan. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Elder Scrolls just came out with something, so they might not talk about Elder Scrolls yet.
They'll mention it. They'll
definitely talk. They'll mention it.
It just came out, and we've had such and such people play. This many people, and there'll be even more coming or more updates, and yeah.
Yeah,
Was it
we'll
called
probably see some of that
Elsewire
Elder Scrolls
or
Legends.
something like that. But
Oh
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I always forget what all Bethesda publishes, because they're not just a developer; they're also a publisher. So, and after Bethesda is Devolver Digital, and that's just going to be banana cakes as always. Not talking about anything. Although I wonder if they're going to continue the storyline from the last 2 years. I hope they do. Because there's been a story between 2 years ago and last year. There's a story connecting them. So I hope they continue the story.
Yeah, it'd be nice. What
And
else
and that's all of Sunday. Monday we got Ubisoft, which we'll probably see some gameplay for Ghost Recon. We might see some Year 2 stuff for Division 2.
I mean, Year 2 stuff. Division 2 just came out like two and a half months ago.
Okay. No, maybe not. I thought it came out a lot longer than that, so.
No, it came out like in March, I think.
Okay, so. Yeah, they'll definitely mention something, Division 2.
Yeah, something. Like their next update or something, yeah.
Something to do with... Oh, we'll see. They'll start the show off with Just Dance, of course.
Of course. And it'll be, you'll feel like you're having a fever dream.
It'll be awkward for everybody in the audience.
Random guy in some weird
costume
suit.
Yeah. You should be in a rabbit suit, really. Like,
that makes sense.
That's exactly what he should be in. Speaking of rabbits, I think we might see something that I hope we see something about rabbits involved. Even though I don't play any of those type of games, but I like the fact that they show up. I like them. I like the rabbits, even though I have no connection to them at all.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how like the rabbits have like kind of blown up, but Rayman is kind of like
kind of left a little behind.
Anymore.
Yeah. I know people want a Mario and Rabbids too.
We're getting a new Rayman. I'm calling it.
Maybe. It's gonna be a 3D Rayman, not a side scroller. They're gonna try to do that again.
I mean, yeah, they could. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. No Assassin's Creed. They're taking a year off, right?
Yeah.
Watch Dogs.
Yes, Watch Dogs. Rumor is it is going to be a Brexit thing.
Yeah, because what is it? Amazon UK leaked it.
Yes.
Which is very fitting.
Yeah. It's...
And it makes sense.
Watch Dogs, I forget what the name is.
Like, is one of the most, like, surveillance cities as far as their, like, CCTV stuff. Like...
Yeah.
They have the most like security cameras and all that stuff. Like, so it makes sense on a game where you're hacking and taking control of things and stuff. So,
Watch Dogs Legion. That's what it's called.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Let's see. And after Ubisoft is Square, which this will be Square's first press conference in a while, at least at E3.
Yeah, so
We'll see
the
more
Avengers game?
of. Yes, we'll see the Avengers game.
That's rumored to be like a Destiny type game,
Mm.
but with Avengers, Marvel characters. That would be interesting.
We'll see Final Fantasy VII.
Think we'll get
We'll probably
any
get a
kind
release
of
date.
release window.
I thought we did get one at Sony's kind of thing.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Because like Sony did a thing that I did not pay attention to, because it was very
I would think Giant Bomb would have talked about it if they did, and I didn't hear them talk about a release date.
no, maybe not. We did get a new trailer at Sony's thing. So,
Yeah,
and we got to see a little bit of gameplay, which makes me a little sad.
Maybe we'll get either a release date or at least a release window, like
Maybe, yeah.
for the first episode, because it's episodic.
It's episodic, and I'm thinking before the end of the year.
Oh, that'd be big. That's true.
I'm thinking before the end of the year. If not,
Oh, damn.
early next year, like February.
You really you think we'll get the Final Fantasy VII remake and Death Stranding in the same year?
Maybe.
The stars
Yeah,
are
that was-
aligning. Like
That was the other thing.
Venus
that
is in retrospective or whatever.
Yeah, the other thing that Sony did was a thing about Death Stranding, which I have lost all interest in that game now that I know what it is.
Talking about fever dreams, that game seems like, I don't know.
Yeah, and Blue keeps saying, I don't understand what that game is. Blue, you never will understand what that game is, even after you play it.
You're
That's
absolutely
that's
right,
a
Blue.
Kojima game.
I do not understand.
You never will. You never will. It's just gonna be nonsense. It's gonna be nonsense.
He just makes weird stuff, and then people look into it and try to understand meanings and come up with stuff, and he just lets people like.
And maybe he should
just
be in
let
the insane
people
asylum.
I mean, there's either insane or genius. Like, that's a thin line.
That's
right
a fine line there.
Yeah. I mean, the man keeps getting work, so he's doing something right.
Yeah. I hope this is my hope right here
Oh, this is
that
your
we'll see.
big hope prediction.
I've got a couple. Yes, this is a big hope prediction, but not my off the wall prediction.
Okay.
That we will see Final Fantasy 16. Just because I've been in such a Final Fantasy mood lately, I'm totally on board for Final Fantasy 16, and I want it to be turn-based.
You'll get a logo at the end of the press conference.
Yeah, maybe.
They'll pull it. They'll pull a Bethesda.
You'll get an XVI. But I doubt it'll be turn-based because 15 isn't turn-based, and
Bold
neither is the Final
prediction:
Fantasy.
they're getting rid of Roman numerals.
Yeah.
It'll be a 1/6. I'm kidding. But,
the Final
know.
Fantasy VII remake is not turn-based, which I don't know how well that's going to go over.
Yeah.
Because that little
That'll be
trailer that we
interesting.
saw showed combat, it was in the same line of Final Fantasy 15, which people didn't quite like because one, the story wasn't fleshed out enough to be a Final Fantasy game. It was too short, and the combat I don't think was great. And then that's all from Monday. Only those two. Because no Sony. And then Tuesday we get Nintendo. Which they will talk about Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem Three Kingdoms? No, what's the name of that? What's the name of that Fire Emblem game?
I don't know.
Three Kingdoms is something else.
Probably talk about Smash.
Yeah, there'll probably be a Smash thing. What is with this website? I want to know the name of the Fire Emblem game. I don't know. Three houses. Okay. Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Wait, Tom Holland is playing Nathan Drake?
Huh?
Uncharted movie set 2020 release date. Tom Holland to play younger version of fortune hunter Nathan Drake.
2020?
December 18th, 2020, according to the Hollywood Reporter.
Are they filming now?
I guess.
Like, they would have to be filming now.
That's like, you got a little breaking news, people.
Holy shit.
That's kind of weird. Like, it came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Like, was there any rumors of that at all? I haven't heard.
There's been talk of a Uncharted movie, but
I mean, like Tom Holland.
People have wanted Tom Holland. No.
Yeah. I could see it though. They just better. Hopefully, their PR people, or their PR people are good, because he's known for spoiling. Hopefully, they can rein him in. But yeah, so what's left of E3?
Nintendo.
Nintendo. Yeah. Metroid, maybe?
No.
No?
No, it's too soon. It's too soon from the restart for us to see anything.
I guess, yeah.
Bayonetta 3, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah. I could see that.
Mario Maker 2. And that's probably about it, because their directs at E3 are not very long. So
yeah, they're like less than an hour.
Maybe a surprise Luigi's Mansion 3.
Ooh, there you go. Be nice. People love those games.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first. Okay, I guess we get into our personal predictions.
Something I forgot to talk about with Xbox. Call of Duty. That'll be at Xbox.
You think? I mean, they do have the Activision. They do have that.
Where would they
Sony
go?
exclusive
Nintendo?
thing.
Where'd they go? Sony? Because no. It will be at Microsoft because they've got nowhere else to show.
Yeah, but they've got the exclusive with Sony for content. Like
Sony's not doing a press conference, so they can't show it. Sony.
I guess that's weird how they'll show
I
it
mean,
off.
otherwise there'd be no Call of Duty at a press conference.
Yeah, but I guess. But
So
it's still kind of weird.
So
that
it has to be left with Microsoft.
it's still weird that they would show it off at Microsoft, but not have, like what would the trailer be exclusive content on PS4 1 week
Yeah.
before? Like that'd be
Yes.
weird.
No, that's what they. What else are they gonna do?
I don't know.
So that's
You're right. It's
gonna happen.
weird. Yeah.
It's gonna happen then. So
Okay. Well, so what's your predictions?
okay. Oh, I've kind of already talked about my kind of it might happen predictions, but my kind of off the wall predictions, which one I thought of yesterday when I told you, and then I read something like it's kind of true, kind of. And this came about me thinking like when I'm looking at retro games at the moment because I'm going through my Final Fantasy thing, so I'm like, well, if I want to play this somewhat legally, I have to get something like a Retron. Where's the Retron 6? And it wasn't it supposed to, because it's been like since 2014 since Retron 5 came out.
And it's still expensive.
That price has not dropped. So I'm like, what the hell? That price is still the same. It is still like $400.
It's $150.
I thought it was well more than that.
No, we had this conversation before, like when we talked about this previously. You thought it was like expensive, and I'm like, wasn't it $150? And we looked. And
$150.
It's $150.
Yeah, it's $150. That's still high. That is still high for a 5-year-old console.
Yeah,
so like, I want a Retron 6 with N64.
Okay.
And then I saw something on Twitter from Hyperkin. They're coming out with their N64 console, but it's N64 only.
Okay, that's disappointing.
So I'm like, well, it kind of came true. So if you get a Retron 5 and this new N64 thing, then you got, then you can play all retro cartridge games. But
yeah, the 5 was like the holy grail because it does like almost everything. Genesis, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, like
Game Boy Advance. See, I gotta pull it up right now. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Famicom, Super Famicom, Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Sega Genesis, the Mega Drive, and you can have an add-on to play. You can get an add-on for it to play Game Gear.
yeah.
So. Yeah, it's still $150. Still expensive.
Yeah. You're right. That's why I haven't picked it up, because I think it was announced at a cheaper price, but then when it actually came out, it was $150, and not to mention their stock they couldn't keep up with, I guess. they didn't make enough, and they were always like hard to find apparently or whatever. I want to say it was cheaper originally. Like they originally priced it cheaper, but they had or they had trouble providing enough for people's demands, so the price went up and they never lowered it.
Mm-hmm.
I could be making that up, but I don't know. So, any other predictions or no?
I've got another kind of I would be so excited to see, but it will never, ever, ever happen.
What's that?
And hold on, I've got to grab something because I've got a prop with this.
Okay.
I would love to see a sequel to this game right here.
Okay, gotta wait. Oh, wait. Okay. That.
The Movies was done by Lionhead.
Wait, the movies. I don't know if I know what that is. I know what You're in the Movies was.
No, this is not you're in the movies. Yes, this is The Movies. This is a tycoon style game where you own a movie studio and you like build like sets and stuff and hire actors, and you can essentially write your own movies and then like do your own lines. Like you can like if you had a mic back then, you could actually like voice your own lines. See, and this came out. When did this come out? Probably be quicker to look online.
Never heard of this, to be honest.
2005.
Okay.
I would love to see a sequel to that because this does not work with Windows 10. Cannot install and play this game on Windows 10. Doesn't work.
Even does it work on Windows 7?
Yes. It was 8 and above. It's stopped working.
Doesn't Windows 10 have a Windows 7 compatibility mode? Or did they
there are forum posts saying that people are having trouble playing this game. Like textures don't load in and stuff like that. So
that's weird.
I want a sequel to that game.
Okay.
Because like that what it could do back then in 2005, like what we could do with today's technology now, like it'd be amazing. But it'll never happen.
Okay.
Developed by Lionhead, published by Activision.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Because this was before Microsoft bought Lionhead.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it for you?
That is my will never happen thing. So what about you?
Okay. I've got one. Because you only said one, so I only really did one. But
well, I didn't think of the movies until actually today.
Yeah. What is it? When Microsoft announces like they're gonna talk about this is my dream, whatever, gold, whatever, prediction, whatever, however you want you stated it. Microsoft, when they talk about Project X Cloud or Project whatever, they're gonna say, you can play you'll be able to play the games on, your phone. You'll be able to play games on your TV, or you'll be able to play games on your computer, and you'll be able to play games on your existing Xbox, even games for the Scarlet.
Mm. I
That
also
your
have
existing
thought of that
Xbox
too.
will be yeah. Like, you won't get the benefits of the new Scarlet, like us, with the original Xboxes, we'll only get 1080. We won't get 4K and HDR
Right.
and all that crazy stuff. But, you know, we'll still be able to get. That's
Yeah.
kind of my bold, like.
Using Project X, you'll be able to play Scarlet games.
So they'll still be able to keep people in the ecosystem who don't want to, who either don't or can't upgrade just yet. They'll still be able to keep
Then
those
they
people in
have
the
to make
ecosystem
Scarlet very appealing.
buying new games and stuff. Yeah,
They would
that's
have
why
to
I
make
said you're gonna
Scarlet
have
very, very appealing. More than just
yeah
4K. They've
4K
got to
60, maybe higher. I don't know.
there's got to be more than just that.
Was it VSync? That'll probably be that's AMD's tech, right? VSync,
FreeSync.
FreeSync. Yeah, FreeSync. Okay, yeah,
VSync is so your screen doesn't tear when you're playing games.
gotcha. Yeah, FreeSync. That'll be the
Right,
tech.
because they are AMD based, aren't they?
Both consoles are, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. It like I said, Scarlet would have to be very, very appealing for them to
well,
like
and you're also going to have the
for
people who
want people to
want
upgrade.
to. You're also going to have the people who may not have the connection, may not want to be, you know, all digital or whatever.
Right.
That will need to get the new Scarlet or whatever. But for people like you and me, we right now we don't have a 4K,
Well,
so
we're talking like we've been talking like those are not the type of people that they're selling to though. They're
yeah, but
they're
I'm saying like
they're they're selling to the people who are in our position who do have like the type of download speed where we can handle 4K
that's true.
videos.
But we don't have 4K TVs, or
Right. But we have the
that's the thing.
capability.
We do, but I mean, it's just I don't know. I think they're trying to keep as many people in their ecosystem as possible because they're behind. Sony's so far ahead of them, and this would give them a head start. You know, if we could be playing,
Yeah.
if Halo Infinite is a launch title for Scarlet, but you could still play it on the previous consoles because of the
It would be
xCloud.
fantastic. I will agree there. That's a Yeah, I would
But
be on board with that 100%.
but it'll be all digital through xCloud if you're on the original Xbox.
Yeah, okay.
Because you wouldn't be able to, like, we wouldn't be able to put in a Blu-ray that can do 4K or whatever on our Xbox anyways.
Right.
It would have to be all digital. So that's kind of a bold prediction, but like that kind of like it's kind of could happen, just enough to where you're like, oh, that could happen. I shouldn't give myself that hopeful, because
No,
if it
don't,
doesn't,
but,
yeah,
don't throw that idea away.
exactly. It's one of those.
Don't
It's one of those.
expect it either. Don't expect it either.
It's a spicy prediction, but yeah. So yeah, that I thought about that for a little bit, and that came to me. So alrighty, we've been talking yapping.
Yeah,
Um,
we've been going we're along, so
so yeah. Alrighty, that's it. It's been episode 346 of the Geeks for the One podcast. You can find all of our previous episodes at the GeeksFTW.com, as well as links to our Twitch, YouTube, Discord, Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at the GeeksFTW. Stuart is at Casual Terror, and I'm at Geeky William. And yeah, we will catch you next week with post E3
Yeah.
stuff.
We'll know answers to a lot of the questions that we had today. So, bye. Yeah. During your Destiny talk, I'm like, we gotta move on.
And
He
then
didn't see
during
that.
E3,
We gotta go forward. We keep getting moving forward.
Oh,
All right,
I
GIF.
saw it.
I'm sending a GIF. Oh, you did?
Yeah, I saw
I
it,
didn't-
but like during
I
and
didn't.
then post the E3 stuff or post that, I'm like, wow, Stuart's really going on and on and on about the E3 stuff. He's going on and on.
Well, I knew I was. I'm like, you can't give. I'm going to talk a lot about E3.
Yeah, I think I've missed a few things about the Destiny stuff, but yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, Saturday. That starts Saturday, like early Saturday, right?
It is Saturday. As soon as this tab wakes up.
The 10 Pacific?
9:30.
9:30 Pacific? Oh,
So that's 11:30 your time.
yeah. I thought I'd heard 10 for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's.
And of course there is going to be a PC gaming show
Oh, of course. Yeah.
on Monday, as well as a limited games press conference. I tried to look up who the hell limited games are. I don't know. Limited run games. Not a clue.
Oh, dang it. I meant to joke around about Cyberpunk's gonna release during E3.
Yeah, no.
There's a crazy prediction that I wish was true. Oh, that game.
Very, yes. Kind of Funny games showcase. So Kind of Funny is going to do something. As well as an E3 VR showcase.
That'll be interesting.
Okay, I've gotta go. I gotta work in the morning.
Alrighty.
And I so hope that I leave work on time.
Hopefully.
My supervisor is on vacation, and these past couple of days, it's just like I've not gotten a single thing done on the list that he left me to do. Because kind of as soon as I sit down, it's like, hey, Stuart, could you do this thing? Hey, Stuart, I got this question. Hey, Stuart, I'm like,
Yeah.
Like, it's just like one thing. As soon as I get that done, I go on to move it to my list. Nothing pops up. Like, God. Like,
Well,
today, I was looking at some prints, and some guy walked up to me. Hey, Stuart. I just turned to him and said, no. He said, I was just saying hi. I'm like, oh, hi.
That's funny. Well, tomorrow, if you get through tomorrow, it's your Final Fantasy Friday. So
Yeah, right. And then I got a long weekend. Whew.
yeah,
Because Monday and Tuesday off. Yay, 4-day weekend. And then a 2-day work week. Yay.
yeah. Things are coming up, Stuart. You're getting rewarded for your
Oh.
sacrifice. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later then.
Alrighty, see ya.